Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. As you can clearly see, we are not in Forza Horizon 4. We are in fact returned back to Forza Horizon 3. And today we're going to be discussing some of the more recent rumors and leaks on Forza Horizon 5, as well as what I would personally love to see in the game. Before we start, all these rumors are just speculation. Nothing's confirmed. Like, there may not even be a Forza Horizon 5, though I personally am, 100% sure there is going to be one. I might not be correct, but I'm 99.9% sure there will be a Forza Horizon 5.
You have arrived at your destination.
Let's start with some of the more obvious. Let's start with some of the more obvious stuff. It has been leaked a lot that it will be arriving in 2021, and if I personally had to guess, this does sound it sounds quite reasonable. It came from a reliable source in Jeff Grubb, who's been very, he helped predict, he was one of the people who predicted the Hot Wheels Legends car pack for Forza Horizon 4, so I'm judging he'll also be correct for this as well, since he's such a reliable source. And in the past, Forza Horizon re-release, for example, it just seems like they would want to release the next Forza game as soon as possible, so people on both the Xbox Series X and the Xbox One consoles can play it, so they can maximize profits, because maybe it'll be like Forza Horizon 2, where there's, for Xbox 360 players, they could play on the majority of the map, but there are some locked off areas with cars that only Xbox One players could play on, because those areas were only supported by the power of the Xbox One. Or maybe we'll just, I guess we'll just have to see if there are any major, perks that Xbox Series X players have for Xbox One players. And now let's talk a bit more, specifically the date it's gonna get released. If I honestly had to guess, I think it will be the middle of this fall. Just since that's when all Forza Horizon games have gotten released. All of them have gotten released late September, and even though this one is coming out 1 year late, if they are to release it this year, this would probably be late fall would probably be a prime time to get it, just so people can order it for their kids for Christmas and stuff like that. Now, let's talk about location. Location is possibly one of the most important things in a Forza Horizon game, and well, a lot of people were hoping for Japan. A lot of leaks and rumors have surfaced showing that there's a first wave of them that obviously said Japan, but I think all those were fan-made rumors, just kind of meant to stir the pot a bit. And then there was this weird Puerto Rico thing that went on for like a week or so, but that all turned out to be fake. But now there's been some extremely, a lot of clues and hints and extremely reliable information that Forza Horizon 5 could very well take place in Mexico, and I honestly think that Mexico is probably one of the most overlooked locations of all, because as Jeff Grubb, the journalist that I mentioned earlier, stated in a text message, most people think of Mexico as just sand, more sand, sand. When it actually features massive cities, rainforests, insane coastal roads, as well as some crazy cool car culture that we'll come back to in a little bit. So it seems like the location could very well be Mexico, and the game could be arriving late September, mid-fall 2021. Recently there are some Hot Wheels cars that have been leaked that have this very particular Forza Horizon packaging, which makes me as well as everyone else believe that these could very well be reporting Forza Horizon 5. If you look at the background, the cars, they're in sort of a desert landscape, which kind of looks a lot like Mexico, as well as two of the cars on the list. I forgot, it was like a Mercedes hatchback of some sort, and the Corvette race car weren't even in Forza Horizon 4. In fact, the Mercedes hasn't been in any Forza games at all. In fact, there was actually this very Corvette that was featured with a special Forza Horizon livery on the box art. And the funny thing is that nowhere on there did it say Forza Horizon 5, yet it included the new Forza font that was seen with the Forza Horizon, that was seen with the new Forza Motorsport. So honestly, Forza may just be ditching the numbers, may just be doing Forza Motorsport, Forza Horizon. They may just be ditching numbers and returning back to the, not sure what they would call it, differentiate from the first Forza Horizon. But I guess we'll just have to see. Honestly, now I think it's time for the part of this stream that I'm most excited for. What I would personally like to see in Forza Horizon 5. One of the things that I want to see is that, and back to the car culture, well, everyone was hoping for Japan, especially Japan's drifting culture and all of that, and just the Bozoku and the... Japan has its, Mexico has its own really cool car culture as well, with one very cool particular car, lowriders, which is why in Forza Horizon 4, people have been wanting, people wanted, bags and lowerable suspension in a Forza game, like Need for Speed forever. I want to see that, as well as maybe some cars, like some classic Chevy Impalas and the Buick Regal. Maybe you can equip them with lowrider hopping suspension, or maybe it's the Crew Tour. There were some special edition cars that come with lowrider suspension. Maybe you can get them from completing special challenges. Maybe they're Forza Edition. Maybe they're paid DLC. Maybe we can see some more of these cool car cultures. Maybe we can see Dawns with massive rims, even though we're not in Japan. Maybe you can see Bozoku. I'm just a big fan of all these car cultures coming together. I just want to see some more variety in Forza Horizon in 5, like Brodozers, Hot Rods, Drift Cars, Shady Euro Stands. I just want to see all of these. Maybe you can throw on a wheelie bar into a classic muscle car and turn it into an insane drag car. We'll just have to see if stuff like that happens. Also, another thing that I was thinking about that I want to see happen is, I want to see, another thing, coming back to our Corvette, I want to see more race cars. I want to see more, I want to see more of these, Le Mans cars, Formula 1 cars, NASCARs in the game. I think that would be just so sick, just drive it, like, because that's when it's Forza Horizon, and about that much realism. There's a Lego expansion, a Hot Wheels expansion. I want to be able to drive cars that you wouldn't, in real life, you wouldn't be able to drive on the road, like, cars that aren't in the street illegal, or cars you can't even buy. Like, how hard would it be just to take some of the cars from Forza Motorsport, like the Formula 1 NASCARs, and just throw them into Horizon 5. I think it would be sick. Another thing I want to see is, I think it would be cool if you could have better car meets. Like, Forza Horizon 4, it's kind of hard to just kind of gather up, because like when you get into like close quarters with players, you all kind of ghosts and it looks really weird and stuff. Whereas I think it would be so sick if in Forza Horizon 5 you actually had like designated like parking garages and stuff you could drive into. You could meet there with other players. You could like exchange cars. You could maybe compare like stats of cars and challenge other people to races. Or maybe just get inspiration for some of your builds. Meet some new people in the community. I think it's just so sick if they would include something like that. And what if you could, it's kind of like the Crew 2, if you could actually like get out of your car and walk around inside the parking garage. I think that would be dead. I think that would be so sick if you could just get out of your car and like wander around, and like maybe even not even like, maybe if it is Mexico, maybe there's some Mayan temples you can go inside of, and like park your car outside. And you can walk around, and like outside of it, your car is like just sitting there. Honestly, that would be like the coolest thing ever if they could, if they like revamped beauty spots like that by giving you more freedom and allowing you to actually get out of your car and like walk around and explore the beauty spot yourself. I'm not asking to be able to walk around the whole map, but just walk around that one area. I think people have been talking about a lot about adding to Forza are bikes, and honestly, I think you might want to add some like separate races for them. But if they could, pull it, I don't know, I'm worried if they would add bikes, it would just feel like disconnected. Like, bikes are just kind of like I'm worried that if they add bikes, it would be just kind of like a gimmick of some sort that wouldn't really fit in. Whereas, I think games like, I don't keep talking about it, the Crew 2 just pulled off bikes so well. Like, there's like nothing like that overpowered about bikes. You can race them against cars, they can go everywhere a car can, and then you can different. If you were to add bikes, you could have like custom choppers and big Harleys and
you have a bucket list challenge to complete
Ducatis and Kawasaki's and Yamahas. You could have dirt bikes like KTM's and maybe trikes like Haas. But I just think that stuff like that would just be. I think that if they were to add bikes, I don't know, if they were to add bikes, they would have to nail it and not just like make it be like a last minute addition thing. Otherwise, just save bikes for a different game. I'm sorry. People have been saying a lot that they'd be okay with less cars in Forza just because they want more polished cars. And while I do want a more polished game, I don't know, there's something with the sheer amount of cars in Forza, the diversity, and people are saying that, oh, all the cars are the same and stuff like that. Or in my, like, I think like each car, I can feel it, like they're all different from one another. Right? If they limited it to 200 cars, I would just completely miss all of that. And just the sheer diversity of all different cars. It's, even though you might have a lot of classic muscle cars, not all of them handle the same. So I guess I just like to see some more diversity on that. I guess I just like the I'm okay with a couple of small bugs there, here and there, if it means maybe we can even break the 1,000-car barrier in Forza Horizon 5. How insane would that be? Another thing that I would like to see is, a lot of people didn't talk about this, but we need more customization. I've been playing a lot of Need for Speed lately, and that's just because I've completed the story, I've gotten all the cars I need, I can move on if I want to. Honestly, the races don't keep me coming back for more. What does keep me coming back for more are the amount of customization you can do to the cars is just mind-blowing. And I just want to see customization like that in Forza Horizon 4, I know, and 5. I know it'd be very, very hard to pull off just with the sheer amount of cars that I'm hoping would be in there, but if they could do that, that would be insane. Like, how hard can it be just to tint your headlights or, stuff like that? And that, how hard can window stickers truly be? And then, obviously, I do just kind of want to see some more, like, returning licenses. Like, where'd Rolls-Royce go? Where'd Tesla go? I just want to see some more returning cars as well. Also, another thing that I think would be very, very cool for Forza Horizon, 4 is that just the sheer, like, amount of, I mean, going back to the Mexico theme, like, Forza Horizon has always been centered around these music festivals. Imagine how sick, like, a Mexican themed music festival would be. That would, like, Mexico is so much culture and it's so diverse that just imagine what a Mexican Horizon festival would look like. Like, it mix, like, maybe some old Mexican architecture in there, as well as maybe some new stuff as well. It would just be like the coolest looking festival ever. And I guess that's just, I get kind of annoyed when people are just like, because I know people are going off, like, just because Forza Horizon 5 isn't set in the location they want to be set, or like, but I don't know, you always get those people in all these different gaming communities always kind of just get so angry and toxic when things don't go their way, and I just have to say, bro, just chill out, like, honestly, please don't hurt me, but Forza Horizon has always been about, like, diverse, like, car cultures, and, like, Japan may be a good location for drifting and street racing, but I can't see much potential in off-roading, and rally racing, and drag racing, and coastal road-wise, and just, honestly, please don't hurt me. Mexico is a much, much better location to have Forza Horizon 5 in Japan. I'm sorry, please. I want to see Japan really bad, but Mexico just seems, at least right now, the better option. And that's another point that we're getting to. Obviously, after, I know it has Forza Horizon 5 isn't even confirmed yet, but I'm already going to go ahead and talk about Forza Horizon 6, because if I had to guess, Forza's probably saving all their best technology, and they're probably going to make Forza Horizon 6 an Xbox Series X exclusive, because they're already limited by the map size and the power of the Xbox Series X. I mean, no, the Xbox One. So, Forza Horizon 4 is basically maximum map size they can make the Forza game. So we're probably not going to see that much of the map's size change for Forza Horizon 5. They're probably saving. They're probably Japan has been an extremely requested location for years and years now. Ever since the Forza Horizon franchise first came out. People have been wanting Japan, basically ever since the second one. People want to be Japan. And I think that Forza's listening, and they're gonna do Japan for Forza Horizon 6 just because they're saving all their best technology and resources just to make it as good as possible so they don't burn the location right away. And I respect that. I respect this community, even though the community may want Japan right now. Like, in the long run, I think Forza's doing the right thing and saving it for a later date. And if I had to guess, the Mexico map will probably, I don't know, the problem that I had with Forza Horizon 4's map is that I'm just kind of all the same, whereas, like, still my favorite Horizon map of all time is still just being so diverse. You have the rainforest, you have the Outback, which I'm in right now, you have all these different, locations, you have the big city, you have Fire Bay, which are just a couple things that I want to see return to Forza Horizon 5. We need more, like, tropical, diverse locations and climates, which is what Mexico is perfect for, because it has all those things that I mentioned before. So I think to wrap up this video, I think the final conclusion is that none of this is confirmed. We don't even know if it's going to be in Forza Horizon 5 or when it's going to get released, if it's going to come before or after Forza Motorsport 8. But I think that what we can take away from this is that here's what I think is going to happen. I think that Horizon 5 is going to come out this year. It is going to come out mid-fall at the earliest, and I think it's going to be announced in a couple weeks at E3, which I can't wait for, because then all of our answers will finally get answered. But Mexico seems like it's such a cool location. I obviously want to see some more car customization. I want to see the car roster expand. I want to see some more connectability with other players. I kind of want to ditch Forza Horizon 4s. I don't know, I like the idea of just, like, playing, like, casually with other players, but I kind of want to revamp the competitive lobbies. But I guess I just want more connectivity, more cars, more customization, and I guess just, if I had to guess, Forza Horizon 4 Mexico, Forza Horizon 5 Mexico in 2021, here I come. When it does come out, you can expect some news and some gameplay from me. I don't think I'm going to be doing a Let's Play just because I kind of want to experience all this stuff on my own and just experience all the music, which is copyrighted. I can't play it on Twitch, but I don't know, I kind of just want to experience it on my own. So I would give a shout out if you guys do want to see Let's Play. Make sure to check out a channel like AR12 Mix. He's always really good at the Let's Play stuff. But as we get more updates on Forza Horizon 5, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you'll be able to know if when it gets released and where it's taking place, and with that, tomorrow we'll be back to our normal streams in Forza Horizon 4. We'll be checking out the Citroen DS23. I cannot wait to do so. And with that, see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.